Hi, my name is Derrick Smallwood. Who or what do I credit most for where I am in life? First, I would have to always say God, my higher power. Because when I cried to Him and He answered me. I cried because I couldn't do it on my own or by myself. Break free from the bonds, from the chains of addiction. I tried and I couldn't do it. And one day I found myself in the street, in the rain, couldn't get no money, couldn't get no drugs, couldn't get no alcohol, couldn't get no food. And I cried out to God. And I said, to my higher power, I said, God, you got to help me. You got to help me. And it wasn't long after that, very shortly, I found myself in a program. I found myself on the road to recovery. So I would definitely have to say He's above all tops. I give Him most of all the credit for where I am today. And after Him, I would have to say my mother. Being the mama's boy that I am, I would have to say I give my mother credit because of the example that she lived, the example that she was before me. You know, we grew up in the church, but I seen it, growing up as a little boy, people don't hide from you too much. So then you get to see and hear people outside of the church. And the things that were going on outside was opposite of what was happening on the inside. But I seen a consistency in my mother. I seen her in the home the same way she was in the church. The same language she used in the church, she used in the house. And the example that she lived, she was a fighter. My mother was a fighter. And she taught us how to be fighters. And even though my father was a professional boxer, my mother was a fighter that I saw when it came to certain things in life, dealing, aspiration, dreams. You don't give up on your dreams. My mother told us, she said, you could have anything everybody else got. If you want it, you save your money up and you go get it. And she always told us that. She said, you can have anything. So I do thank my mother for that. And I have to credit her. She was one of the main ones in this life. And then lastly, I would just have to say my pastor, my reverend in church, because I saw myself to a certain limit and I didn't see no further. I had gotten clean. Matter of fact, when I met him, I was in a program and he came to the program with another person. He wasn't my pastor then, of course, I just met him. But he came with a person who was my pastor and he introduced me to him. And, eventually I left that church and I went, to the program. And then when I was in the program, no, I'm sorry. I was already in the program. When I got out of the program, I left the church that I was in, and I got called by the minister who became my pastor. And from day one, he told me, he said, I'm not gonna say that I'm your friend. He said, you're gonna say that I'm your friend. And I never forgot that. And I didn't always agree with him and certain things I may not even like. I don't even, But the thing is, his heart was genuine. And he meant what he said and he meant what he did. And it was because of his care and concern and the love that was in him. And that's what I felt. And that's what I went by. And I'm just grateful because he never let me give up. He never let me stop short. When I said, well, this is good, I was a driver. I was driving an ambulette. And he was like, is that what you want? Is that what, you can do better than that, and he pushed me. He motivated me to do better. And I drove an ambulette for 30 years. And then I found myself counseling at Woodhull Hospital. peer counselor, sharing my experience, my strength, and my hope, how I overcame addiction. I just felt like I got out. I didn't know that I could really share and help somebody else. Not that I didn't know it, but I didn't think I'd get paid for it like that. But I'm grateful because this is real, and I would have probably not came this far if it had not been for my pastor. And I'm so grateful to him. So these are who I credit with where I am today.